I have to intro. This is a terrible intro. This is a terrible intro. We're just gonna scrap it. We're just gonna scrap that intro part. We don't need to do it. There are rules that you can break. I'm breaking this one. So anyway, episode 29. I don't know what the title of this one will be because, to be honest, I wrote down too many things. Um, Fuck. I wrote down. Well, we're not supposed to say that so soon. I wrote down so many things on this list that I don't really know where to begin. There's been so many things going on uh, within the sphere of goofy things that I don't know what to really jump on. So let's just recap here. Let's talk about the most recent thing that I did. Right. Let's just start there. The newest episode of the previous episode is available now, and we've updated everything. We got it now. It is now everything. This entire podcast now is back available again on Spotify and on YouTube and on SoundCloud. I think. Well, here's the thing with SoundCloud. I don't even know if I need to use SoundCloud anymore. That's how long we've had this thing, right? We've had it since like that was the main like place to upload, but I think Spotify has it set up now to where I don't need to upload to SoundCloud anymore. But nonetheless, we're there. And from what I remember, we used to be on iHeartRadio. Like I used to have it there too. I just don't know how to get that back up. I have to like look into that. I forgot to look into it, but I will. And soon, everything also will be back up on there, if not already. So we are pretty much back on everything that we used to be on, which is great. Specifically Spotify. I like using Spotify. I use Spotify to watch all my podcasts. So I want to like direct everything there, even the videos, even the shit that we watch, even the video concepts of this podcast. But that's what's been up mainly. We got that together. So whether you see this on YouTube, Spotify, wherever, you can see it, and you can see the previous episodes. I had to get all those back up. I had to fucking, sometimes I don't like paying for things, and it's like it's crazy that you got to pay to be able to like store data, store like episodes and shit. So I was like, okay, I have to repay for all of this, so that way all these episodes can stay up. And then I put them, I pay for it, right? I do the payment and all that, and then I wake up this morning and then I got an email, and it's like, oh, one of these has copyrighted music, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I look, and it's the Chuck E. Cheese episode, and I'm like, bruh, what the fuck did we do? So then it tells me what song, like what it is, and it's like it's a song. And then I remember, I'm like, oh yeah, we did play music, before we got into like all the Chuck E. Cheese shit. It's like, and it's one of the best episodes. That's what's frustrating. It's one of the best episodes in my opinion. So I'm like, okay, I have to remove it. The only way to get it back is if I go back. I have to go back and find episode 15. Well, not find, but re-download it and just essentially cut out the part with the music, which is no biggie. Because I want that episode to be up, but for now we got to have it down. So that's the thing. I hope there are no other episodes that's like that. I don't know what triggered that because it didn't trigger it until today, but everything's been up since like Thursday. So I don't know. Either way, latest episode is now out everywhere. This episode will also be out by within a week. Within a week, I'll say. I don't know when, but within a week. So that's the latest on that. I just got done watching Could Have Been Records, which was great. It was amazing. Could have been. Can I say that Drewski is just talented overall? Like that is that's pretty much the best thing to say about the level of entertainment and content that we get from our generation of creators. I feel like it's hard to navigate YouTube as a business with a business model like of a reality show, and like places to like store like to store things that haven't been on that's not televised. You know what I mean? I don't even know what the word like that, like that's not on a network, I guess, like where it's just you, like, because I mean, yeah, there's Mr. Beast and all that, but this stuff is actual TV, is actual television at this point, and it's all essentially for free. I mean, we don't pay for it, right? But obviously they can monetize the content. So I think it's just amazing. It sets the bar for how to make that level of quality stuff on YouTube if you want to do it in that direction. If you want to go in that lane, right? Because that's just fun. Like that shit is it's good. The entire episode is just full of crazy, the most insane artist. We have, what's crazy? You have Tom, like, okay, I can't. It's so Tom Holland is in this show, and I'm like, okay, they got Tom Holland. That's crazy, And I find it hard to believe because this dude is all tatted up and he looks weird in everything, but I'm pretty sure it's Tom Holland. Like, you have to watch, someone has to watch this show. I'm gonna show this to my girlfriend. I'm gonna show this to my dad and all these people. I'm gonna be like, tell me this is not Tom Holland. Tell me this isn't. And they're gonna be like, nah. And then I'm like, all right, just watch like the next just watch 2 minutes of them and tell me it isn't. They're not gonna be able to disagree because it definitely is. So I'm like, it's dope that he got someone like Tom Holland um into this show, because that means they got the budget. And God bless Tom Holland for trying, but we'll see how far he makes it. Overall, though, could have been records, could have been House season 2. Amazing, amazing. Premiere episode was dope as fun. It was dope as hell. It was funny as hell. Um, I'm curious to see how they take it up to the next level. They're taking it more into the military survival approach, which is nice. That seems like it'll be a fun way to just like, it seems like it's gonna be just more of a fun way for him to like lose his shit, just because, like, he's already breaking clipboards and throwing shit and whatnot. So it's already the first episode, so I think it's gonna be cool. I already talked pretty in depth about this on the actual episode itself, so we check that out if you want to see more of me reacting to that, because I'm not going to double down on what I said. I feel like it's weird to talk about it twice in the same day. uh I feel like I'm losing my mind almost a lot. But the episode was cool. I can't wait for episode 2. I can't wait for the entire season. I'm going to be writing articles about each episode on Substack, so I'm hoping that each episode will be something to write up. There will be stuff to write about. I don't doubt that there won't be, but you never know. You never know. Um, I got to keep it concise though. I can't like I was drafting up an article earlier, and I was already looking at it, and I was like, damn, this feels like it's too long, right? So it's like you got to find ways to make it um concise, but yet still like give you everything that you need. So either way, I got the draft done though. I got that shit done in time, which was, only godsend type work, but whatever. Um, let's see what else we did today. What else did we do this week? Uh, so I'm working on a project at work. I do video production work, and we're working on like a spotlight video. If you don't know what an employee spotlight video is, essentially, it is this thing where you make a video about one of your employees, and you highlight the work that they do and things like that. So we're working on that for two of people that we work with, and I'm directing both of them. And I spent all of the previous week. We went to Gilroy to go film one of the subjects, and it was crazy. Like there was so much art. I have some art that I'm pretty sure I can put this art up on the screen when editing wise. But yeah, there was some weird looking art. Like, I don't even know what the fuck this shit is. It's like, it looks like neurons or something, like, or just like really cool veins and like disgusting blood. I should have took a better picture of the names of some of these. Like, whoops, this one looks like it's like burned volcanic ash or something. And I don't even know how they made these. Like, there's so many. There's so many of these. Like, I don't even know what this blue marble one looks like. The ocean, just from like super high up with like these like cracks in it. It's crazy. So I saw that at this building, at this this is our at our Gilroy location of where I work, and there's like the entire building is just covered in art, like just draped in it, bro. And like it was hard not to get distracted on what to film, because we wanted to film like B-roll and shit. So I was like, you gotta, if we want to do, like, the art has to be specific and tailored to the project. So luckily, we did get this really cool shot of, there's like this mural outside, and it's this really cool looking artistic mural of like all these different forms of digital media and shit, and it's perfect. So we got like a shot of her filming there, of her sitting there doing like a piece, and it was just crazy. I was like, I've only been to Gilroy to like travel on the trains. I've never been inside the city or in that particular area ever. And I was just like, it was overwhelmingly like soothing, I guess. Just like all being around all these different expressions of art, even within the building and outside the building. Like, you go out of the building and there's just art every fucking where. It's crazy. So, it was nice. Outside of that, though, being a director, I think I almost lost my fucking mind, working, because it wasn't even, I'm not even gonna blame my crew or anything for it, because they didn't do anything. Like, the problem is that you have to answer all the questions, and I don't like having to answer all the questions, right? Like, I walk in sometimes and it's like everybody starts asking me questions that I think they should already have answers to, right? But you still have to answer them, right? And you have to like not kill them in the process. So sometimes it's just exhausting, but it's really fun when when it's time to say action, because then it's like you get to sit and ensure that whatever comes out, like, you get to decide on how this thing looks when it comes out and all that. So we did the filming, we did the shooting. She did great. Interview was great. We had a lot of fun. Now in the coming week, we got to film our next subject and get all that shit ready. So, this time around, I think the first time I was ready, but like we still had some things missing. Like, how do you forget the tripod? I don't know. How do you do an interview without a tripod? Hey, you make it work. That's what you do. You make it work. As a director, you answer these questions, because even though you hand your crew, you hand them the equipment list, right? You hand it to them and you tell them to go through it and make sure we have everything, right? Even though you tell them to do these things and you still forget the one important item we need, that's fine. You just work with what you got. We did, and eventually we had a tripod, Things still comes out, it's still gonna come out beautiful. Like, it doesn't really matter. But these are the things where you're just like, you got to just find the solution for. You can't really like look at it as a mistake on anyone's part, because shit happens. So next week I'm really prepared. I think next week will be even better. I think what I would want to do is even go back and like just try and get more ways of her answering the questions, but we don't have all the time in the fucking world, because we just don't have enough time. So next week we're gonna kind of like lock in on some of these framings and shit, so that way we get the best of this dude, because he's a cool kid. So we're gonna make him look good. We're gonna make him a star, I went to Verizon. I went to the headquarters of Verizon earlier this week, and I can't show any of I didn't get any footage of what they were doing, right? We weren't allowed to like film any of their stuff, but I was allowed to film one of our subjects went on the trip, and I wanted to get B-roll of them doing shit. So I got footage of that. And one of the things they had was like these augmented glasses. Okay. Now, augmented is not virtual reality. Here's how you separate the difference in my mind. Now, this is just a black man telling you the difference. If you want to know the real definition, go look it up. Virtual reality, you are put into the virtual reality, right? Visually surrounded by the virtual reality, right? Immersing yourself inside of it. Augmented reality, you are bringing the virtual reality into the physical space. That's how I would describe it, right? So we had they had some glasses that were augmented, and you could like manipulate the thing that they were using to like as for educational purposes and things like that. And it was real cool. Like I got to try it on, and yeah, I never got to use like augmented reality technology ever, but that shit literally makes you feel like Tony Stark for real. Like for real, because it's like it's right in front of you, and so everything else you can see around you. Like if like I'm sitting in front of my desk, right? So I would be able to see my desk and everything on my desk. And then if I have my like I have my glasses on now, but from projecting from my glasses would be like information or data or like an object or something that I can manipulate, right? Virtually with my actual hands. And so I was doing that, and that shit was so wild to like be able to control something that's not really there, but you can see it, and you could like. And what's cool, what was even cooler was what I noticed was like everybody who used it, right? The way they moved their hands was kind of like was almost like unique. Like I feel like some people like were very like sharp with their hand movements, or some were like people were very like fast, right? But then when I put them on, like my hands were like very different, like fluid and shit, like with it. Not because like I knew what I was doing, but just because of how I wanted to use it, right? And I'm like, that's interesting that like everybody, like it's almost like writing, where everybody's penmanship or style of writing is kind of unique to who they are, right? Like not everybody writes the exact same, you know. So like that's kind of interesting. What's happening with these augmented glasses was what I saw. So I filmed the subject, one of our subjects putting on the glasses and everything, and yeah, the way he was using it, like his hand movements and shit were like sharp diagonal like angled movements and shit, and that's not how my hands were moving at all, you know. And I'm like, that's interesting that we're all unique in that way when it comes to this augmented reality shit. So when we get to the point in the future where augmented reality is a real thing, that shit is gonna be crazy. Like that's gonna be real. That to me is a real step up in technology that we just don't have enough access to yet. And even now, it's still a little right. It's still a little early. It's still in some phases that it could be better because it still had some things to tweak out. But you know, when you get the hang of it, it's like it's unreal. You almost get this weird level. You get this scary level of power where it's like, bro, I need to put this down. I feel a little too powerful, you know, touching shit that's not there and being able to control things. Like, but when we get to that point to where people can just have augmented glasses on their table like a fucking VR set or a console or whatever, and just be like controlling shit and turning lights on from a distance by throwing balls at it and shit, like, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be crazy. That's the future we need to be in right now. But there was hell there they had like cool shit. They had some cool robots and shit, but I'm not going to talk too much about the technology because I don't know if I actually can. I'm pretty sure that's okay. But outside of that, we had a good time, you know. We went to it was all the way up in San Francisco. It was a bit of a drive. Took a nap, watched some YouTube, and you know, we made it there and back. That's all that mattered. That's all that mattered. So my week has been crazy as a director, physically and mentally fucking tiring, and I got to do it all again this coming week. The only difference is we don't got to go to San Francisco. So that's gonna be fun. I'm honestly excited to get this shit done, to finish shooting, and for us to get to editing. I already looked through some of the footage and it was beautiful. Like the videos came out great. You know, the audio was good enough to where we can fix it in Audition, and that's, to me, like that's great. So we're on a great track to making something special, to making two special videos, right? Like that's the thing. You gotta have a quality crew to be able to pull off what we're trying to do here, you know. And it's not easy, but everybody is very patient. So I appreciate everybody in that regard. Um, what else we got here? Let's see. We're making good time. Yeah, we're making good time. We're making good time. So I could talk about Death Stranding 2 a little bit, I guess. Death Stranding 2. I haven't planned what to say about Death Stranding 2 because I haven't finished the game, you know? And I feel like with Death Stranding 2, the issue is this, right? Like if you're if you finish the game by now, God bless you, because you have more time than me. I don't have enough time in the day to make progress in this game. Like, I'm stuck in Australia at this point because the next part of the mission is so far away that I just don't know if I have it in me to sit here for however long it's going to take to get there. You know, so I'm doing all the. So this is the thing. The problem with Death Stranding in general, right, is that you go and try and do the main mission. You can try and just go straight through the main mission, but then you get caught up in these side missions where it's like, oh, there's one or two side missions. I'll do these deliveries real quick. You go and do the delivery, right? And then next thing you know, at that facility, they also got missions for you. They got like 5 of them. And then you're like, oh, okay, sure, I'll just take these. And then next thing you know, you go and drop those off. You got 2 more, right? And then it's like, before you can do the main mission, you got like all these fucking packages and shit. And then you feel bad about trying to cancel them. So you're like, I might as well do them. And guess what? Oh, you've wasted the day because it's been 7 hours and you've done 2 of these missions. You know, like the amount of time it takes to deliver the packages, even in Death Stranding 2, still takes a bit of time, right? Like, it's not even like a problem necessarily. It's more of a reality that this game is just going to take you longer to finish. Like, I've taken a break from it because I'm like, I got to get some action in my life. I got to do something I got to do something a little more fast paced. So I started playing Mortal Kombat again, right? I started diving back into Marvel Rivals again. Like, I'm like, I got to do something where there is some level of victory or end to my quest here, because holy shit, you know, I want to get to the cool shit. I want to like get through the story, but it's like before I travel like 30 minutes to this fucking mission, I need to prepare myself mentally, because that's such like mind you, this isn't like, and I'm not exaggerating, right? Like, there are things that are that far away where it could take 30 minutes to get there in real time, and there's no way around it, right? There's no like shortcuts, because that's how the game works. And it's just like, bro, I can't, not today. It's already 11 o'clock. There's no fucking way I'm spending another 30 minutes just to get here. And when I get here, it's about to be a boss fight. Bro, no. Like, it's ridiculous. So I'm making my way through this game. And the story is great so far. The game is great so far. It's just the travel time is, it's a thing that you have to actually be ready for. And I'm ready for it, but it just makes it longer for me to finish the game. That's all. That's all. So, more updates on Death Stranding 2 as I finish it. Otherwise, I'm having a great time, I haven't lost any packages. I've died a couple times. But otherwise, it's not too difficult. I don't know why you would need to skip the bosses. I have had no need to skip any of the bosses so far. So, I don't know why that was implemented into the game. Everything in this one compared to the first one feels like it's made to be a little more manageable. Like, the guards, the like mules are like, I would say they're more in numbers maybe, or like they can fight. There's more ways for them to fight back and for you to fight back, that it's like when you take on like an area with them or whatever, you do have to kind of like be ready or prepared. And that's fine. Like, I agree. I like that strategy, because it's like, yeah, you can't just go up, and you could try and stealth them all out. Yeah, but there's dudes in watchtowers and shit. So you have to plan for that, right? And I like that. Like, it brings some at least level of strategy to like raiding those areas. Or you could just go in with a gun and kill them all. I've done that too, which is just as satisfying. But it's not easy either. Like, you can still die pretty easily. And I've gotten my shit stolen like at least twice. Let's see what else we got on this fucking list. I have a lot of things on this list, but we're not going to go through all of it, because the things we're going to talk about that involve YouTube could take a little bit long. But we're only 20. We still got 20. We got a lot of minutes. So apparently the Epstein Files don't exist. They want us to stop talking about the Epstein Files. They want everybody to stop talking about the Epstein Files. They have washed their hands of it. It doesn't exist, even though they said it does. There is no client list. There is no conspiracy. There is no nothing. He killed himself. Sure. That's what they want everybody to believe. But here's the problem, right? Will this work? This gaslighting, will it actually work? I don't think so. I don't think so. You can't pretend like something like this didn't happen. And I think what's happening is like everybody's saying it's strange that, yeah, under the Biden admin, they didn't release the files. Under the Trump admin, they don't seem to want to even acknowledge that the files exist, right? There's people on both sides or whatever that probably have done some shit on that list, but I don't know if that's all there is to it, you know? I feel like if there like since there's thousands of underage victims on this within this wrapped up in this, right? I feel like it's more than just about who's on this list or who's involved or whatever. I think it'll just change. I think it'll change the state. I think it'll put the country in a state of it. Would it be this is going to be a stupid ass question. I swear to God, this is going to be a stupid ass question. Would a state of emergency entail that the entire country is in a state of emergency, or is it just California? But you know what? Let's just assume it's California. Either way, I think that like let's say if they reveal everything that they know about those files, not including like video, no one wants to see videos of anything traumatizing, right? But like let's say they release information of people that are guilty. I think what'll happen is that it would change the peace of mind within this country, and it'll be the tipping thing, the tipping point of civil unrest. I don't want to say civil war because I've never been in civil war. I'm not from a generation that's experienced that, to be honest. So I don't know what that looks like in a society. But I feel like it will cause a level of civil unrest that may be irreversible, right? And to me, that's what's more upsetting, because it's like, how do you? This is the alternative: is that no one trusts. Is that now we all have reasons not to trust anything from within the government at any point, to any degree. For all I know, aliens are walking among us or some shit now at this point. For all we know, Bigfoot is in fact real, and that motherfucker is in prison. For all we know, the Loch Ness Monster is in the Bermuda Triangle or some shit. For all we know, all this crazy shit that they deny is real. Because now you're just actively lying in people's faces and making it seem like we're dumb. And maybe that's been the plan all along. That's the whole point of TikTok and everything. That was the plan. So that way, when it comes to shit like this, that people will be so docile that they wouldn't care. But the problem is not enough people are like that. There are some to where they don't care anymore. But most people still don't, because it's Jeffrey Epstein. Like, they're going to care. This dude was a notorious evil pedophile and some more shit. Like, there has to be justice, right? So you can't sweep this under the rug. You can't there's no level of gaslighting that's going to work. The thing that's scary is, or it's not even scary because it's impossible to do. There's no way everybody's going to wake up and one day forget, or there's never going to be any question about it, because now we live in the age of the internet where people are always talking about it. People are always posting about it. People are always speaking about it. So you can even in the most extreme case, deploy a gas that makes everybody forget Jeffrey Epstein existed. There's nothing you can do to erase the amount of videos online or within people's possession that talk about who this guy was and the justice within it. So it's like there's nothing the government can actually do to pretend like this doesn't exist, right? When it does. And what they do next, or what they do going forward, says a lot about whether this country is actually headed downhill or not. Because by denying it and all that shit, to me, just leads to more civil unrest even faster. Because it's going to give people an excuse to not do certain things. It's like people are not going to want to pay taxes in a country like this. Like people, Americans are privileged. We are not a third world country. We are not a country that is bad off. People have money. People have entitlements. People have the right to feel like they deserve to know these things. So if they find out the government, the people that they spend their taxes to and shit, are just lying to their face about something so heinous, some people might decide to stop paying taxes. Some people might decide to stop going to work. Some people might decide to make different choices in this quote unquote peaceful society because they're upset, and it's happened before. Like, that's the problem, where it's like, what will come of this, Lord knows. But the files do exist. We all know they exist. We all know there's stuff on there. But the problem is, we don't know if we can ever trust our government, right? And it seems more of a problem now than it's ever been. But I feel like it's always been a problem. So what are you going what if things never change? They'll just ignore it. They'll just deny it. And 50 years from now, if things never come of light, then things never come of light. And we'll just have to all slowly live with that and die with that. That's the way America works in a nutshell. Where free speech, freedom of the press, and things like that don't necessarily. Free is only a figure of speech. Speaking of, Paramount is canceling the Stephen Colbert show because of free speech type shit, which is just stupid, and I think it's crazy that people are not talking about this. Can I pull up a clip of this? Because this is something that I think people should be worried about, because it's the beginning of a massive shift in how the world presents information and shit, and what the powers that be are doing, and how they're kind of like abusing that power. Hold on. So Stephen Colbert gets canceled because he called the settlement between Paramount and Trump, he called it a bribe, in order to get in good with the administration, because Paramount is in the process of a merger, or CBS is in the process of a merger, and all this bullshit. And so, let me see. Where's the clip? Where's the here we go. He announces the cancellation of the show. Hold on. That's cool. I didn't see this. Let me pull it up here.
Oh, hey, everybody. We got a great show for you.
Now, before we look at this, I want you to understand, right? Because here's the thing. This is what's so now, nothing about this cancellation makes any sense. It is an abuse of political power. It is a danger of free speech. And it is just the beginning. The Late Show has been on the air for many years, and it is probably the top talk show on TV. Jimmy Kimmel and all these other things, Jimmy Fallon and all these other things don't make the same amount of money. This show being canceled at the same time of all this is makes no sense, because the thing is, this show doesn't make as much money. Like, talk shows these days don't make as much money in general. Talk shows, they just don't, because times. However, this one still makes the most money of all of them, right? So for Paramount to cancel the show and their excuse or reasoning being, it's not making enough money, or they don't have enough money for the production or whatever, is bullshit. Like, this show makes money, right? And I would argue this show probably doesn't make the least amount of money within CBS. So canceling the highest rated talk show in television after this whole comment about the bribe, which it is, because of the Trump sues CBS over the 60-minute interview with Kamala Harris and forcing them to release the unedited version. That was a whole lawsuit. And so this CBS or Paramount settled for like, what was it, 16 million or some shit, right? And so they're trying to get on the Trump admin's good side through with all of this, which is why they settled. So that way they can have this merger with this network and all this stupid shit. And part of that is getting rid of anybody or anyone who has anything bad to say about the dear old president, which is just ridiculous, and it sets a precedent because Stephen Colbert isn't the only like talk show host who's called out Trump or made fun of him or whatever, and Trump has made comments that like Jimmy Fallon is next and this and that. And so this is a problem because it's like when you just start canceling shows for no apparent reason and having the power to do that, it says a lot about what entertainment looks like in the future within this run. At least it's not a good look, especially when these are platforms where people are allowed to be able to come on and have free speech. He's done this in a way that is scary. They've signed a bill or whatever to cancel the PBS network, right? The one place where you're supposed to be able to have public access to content and things like that, and broadcast systems and stations and free speech and whatever. Like, this is a change in so many important aspects of what we are allowed to see on television at a given moment. And I don't think people understand what's wrong with that. Like, if you've looked at PBS, have you seen what's on PBS? Some of the most regular shit is on PBS. And I think that's extremely important because none of it is like, all of it is information, right? And important things about things going on in the world. And to have it all be removed, is worrisome. So anyway, let's take a look at the announcement of this cancellation and see what happens.
Tonight, Senator Adam Schiff was my guest. We harmonized on 7 Bridges Road. What a voice, I cried. But before we start the show, I want to let you know something that I found out just last night. Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May. And
crazy. You hear how loud, bro? That's not just that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know. I've never seen the Stephen Colbert Show, but I can almost bet. Not mind you, my dude. This shit has damn near 10 million subscribers. This channel. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, 9.98 million, bro. Like, what do you mean it's not profitable? What do you mean it's not making money? 10 million subs, 4 million views on this announcement, and this probably isn't even the most highest rated video on that channel. You know what I mean? So like, that's what's the problem here. Like, what? How does that make any sense financially? You're telling me that somehow The Late Show, if you went down the books of all the shows on your network, that this show is the one that deserves to get the chopping block. Doesn't make sense, because I guarantee you there's shows that bring in less money. And that costs more to make. Like, and even to the extent of it being too quote unquote expensive to produce, you could shape your talk show to the time periods, make it more of a podcast based show or something, to where you could still keep some of the most crucial elements of what it is for a lesser price value, while still keeping the same level of entertainment. It's 2025. It's 100% possible for them to figure that out. And I promise you, even if this merger wasn't happening, they wouldn't even have this conversation. Because why would they cancel the Stephen Colbert, The Late Show? It's one of the highest rated shows. It's one of America's most important late night shows. Why would they worry about it? Why would they ever feel the need to change it? Because it's doing well. It's doing even better than it's ever done, because it's 10 million. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. Like these boos speak volumes to this decision.
Yeah, I share your feelings. It's not just the end of our show, but it's the end of The Late Show on CBS. I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away. And I do want to say, that the folks at CBS have been great partners. I'm so grateful to the Tiffany Network for giving me this chair and this beautiful theater to call home. And of course, I'm grateful to you, the audience, who have joined us. Every night, in here, out there, all around the world, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. I'm grateful to share the stage with this band, these artists over here every night.
Like, mind you, right? Like, he just spoke volumes to the show, right? This is not just a show seen in America. This is a show seen all around the world. Fucking motherfuckers on boats in the sea are watching The Late Show. This is this whole man's career for years. These musicians' career for years. This crew's job for years, right? All coming to an end for no fucking reason. Like, it makes no fucking sense. You know? All because people want to have irrational, childish emotions. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous, dude.
And I am extraordinarily, deeply grateful to the 200 people who work here. We get to do this show.
Crazy.
We get to do this show for each other every day, all day. And I've had the pleasure and the responsibility of sharing what we do every day with you in front of this camera for the last 10 years. And let me tell you, it is a fantastic job. I wish somebody else was getting it. And it's a job that I'm looking forward to doing with this usual gang of idiots for another 10 months. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
We're gonna lock in.
We're gonna lock in.
Y'all ready?
Man.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Dante, let's do the show. Jazz cowboy, plop it on the poof.
Damn, you know, like that's crazy, dude. I'm upset. You know, it's very upsetting and sad. But it's gonna be a great 10 months for the show, no doubt. I bet you the numbers are only going to get higher than they've ever been. And CBS is gonna have to eat their own shit on this one because their ratings on everything else is just gonna drop. Like, you're upsetting the people. What do you think funds your shit though? Like, you think you just put this on and nothing comes of it? Like, people have to enjoy your network, and if you're taking away the things that matter to them, playing into the fucking man's hands, dog, whatever, like, it's stupid. What are these? This is the real reason The Late Show was canceled.
The sudden cancellation of The Late Show sent shockwaves through the industry and the viewing audience. Paramount insisted their reasons were financial, but the timing of the cancellation suggests something more nefarious may be at foot.
Next year will be our last season.
This.
The network will be ending The Late Show in May.
The Late Show was canceled without warning or a satisfactory explanation, but CBS was still effusive in its praise for the show, and host Stephen Colbert, in a joint statement from Paramount Global, CBS Entertainment, and CBS Studios, which read, "Our admiration, affection, and respect for the talents of Stephen Colbert and his incredible team made this agonizing decision even more difficult. Stephen's comedy resonates daily across digital and social media, and the broadcast is a staple of the nation's zeitgeist." Colbert announced the news on the air, and his studio audience responded with audible shock and disappointment.
Yeah, I share your feelings.
On air, Colbert handled the news with grace, saying, "I do want to say that the folks at CBS have been great partners. I'm grateful to you, the audience. I am extraordinarily, deeply grateful to the 200 people who work here. It is a fantastic job. I wish somebody else was getting it."
I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away.
The final episode will air in May 2026, so Colbert and his team have 10 months to wrap up The Late Show, but it will certainly feel different with the end looming. 10 months is also ample time for speculation to run wild and investigations to be conducted.
There has to be something that people can do to save the show. I feel like there will be something done to save the show because, you know, it doesn't make sense that we can just sit and let things like that be okay, right? If we can save Tiny Chef, if Tiny Chef can be revived and saved, we can do the same for The Late Show. It shouldn't be that hard because it doesn't make sense to end a show that's been around for a decade, you know, for why? It makes no sense.
A lot of people think there's something fishy about the timing of CBS's move.
Could presidential politics, particularly President Trump's politics, have played a role here?
In their official statement, CBS made sure to stress that there is absolutely nothing at all, sus about the out-of-the-blue axing of their flagship late-night series, writing, "This is purely a financial decision not related in any way to the show's performance, content, or other matters happening at Paramount."
Purely a financial decision? You're a fucking lie, dude. It's not a financial decision. Like, what do you just settled for $16 million. What do you mean financial decision? Get out of here.
But is this a case of they protest too much?
Stephen Colbert was the highest rated show for that hour. And the other shows
exactly
are not being canceled. And of course, nothing happens in a vacuum.
Plenty of people.
Like, it genuinely, the highest rated show within that hour, right? We're talking about The Late Show, right? At the time period where old people are supposed to be asleep, but they're up watching Stephen Colbert. It doesn't make sense at all. I don't even know what show I can really compare this to make sense. It's like saying, here we go. It's like saying Netflix cancels Love is Blind because it doesn't have it's too financially expensive to produce. Even though it's their highest rated show on their platform, right? It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. It's the dumbest fucking excuse. It's purely,
people are concerned that the other matters Paramount vehemently denies are related to the massive corporate merger pending between Paramount Global and Skydance Media.
For Skydance.
A merger that, incidentally, requires FCC approval. The $8 billion merger has been under review by the FCC for nearly a year, with a looming deadline of October 6, 2025. Perhaps not coincidentally, both the FCC chairman and Skydance CEO are right-wing supporters of President Trump. So there's been speculation that CBS is not just compromising, but completely capitulating to the administration. After all, the FCC
they
has
are
made
completely capitulating. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but they're completely doing it. That's for damn sure, bro. I'm over this. We got to keep it moving because the next thing I want to talk about is just goofy. That was really upsetting, you know, and I hope there's like some type of petition or something that goes out to save this show from being canceled or I don't know. I would hate to be in a reality where Stephen Colbert has to just have a YouTube channel where he does something. I don't even know if that's something he'd want to do, but it's like, it's just a weird change. It's just stupid, man. It's just dumb. We'll have to sit and see how that progresses over time because it's just upsetting. Let me pull up the next thing here because the next thing is also just a little, it's probably going to be even more upsetting than that. Let's see. Where is it at here? So Will Smith. Okay. Will Smith. You know, Will Smith, he has some music out. Should we just look at it, or actually, I don't even know if we can look at it because Spotify will. Let me see if I can take a look. We could probably take a look at the first 30 seconds or something. Or here, I can mute the audio here That way I can hear it, but no one else can. There we go. Solution. Wow. Lunchbox. So he's introducing. Here we go. Wow. This is starting off with a synth beat. I don't know why there's so much food in front of him. Do they eat food while they rap? That'd be kind of crazy. There's so much, bruh. There's so much going on in this image. Hold on. We got food in the foreground, right? You got food of all types in the foreground here. Lemonade, water, just water. I'm pretty sure that's Jaden's water, I think. I don't know. You have 2 arcade machines. It's pretty cool. Nicktoons Racing and The Simpsons. That's goated. That's crazy. I don't know how you got both of those, but I'm gonna need to practice. I'm gonna need to play on both of those. You got a crazy ass art piece in the back that looks fucking amazing. Like, I've never seen shit like that. That looks crazy cool. You got Spider-Man, naturally, and Iron Man, naturally. Man, this looks like a chill ass zone. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? What, like, are these dance pads back here? What is... Anyway, why is Will Smith freestyling? I wish I could play the audio. I just don't want to risk copyright. Y'all got me a little nervous. What? Okay. Here, I think I could play it. Worst case, here's what's gonna happen. If I can't, then I can just cut it out. And then, it'll be a Patreon exclusive. But the Patreon doesn't exist, so guess what? You're gonna have to just come to my house. So that's how we do that. Because I think this deserves to be heard. So we'll see. This will definitely be available on YouTube, though. That's the best part, is I could always just upload. The YouTube part, I think, is fine. It's just the part on Spotify that I can't. Yeah. Yeah. So here, let's run it back. Let's take a listen. Beat's pretty hard. I'm a little nervous. I know that I'm different. He almost choked up. Almost choked on that one. He can't fuck it up. This is live, so he can't fuck it up. But he got it. He's fine. My December shit. Wait, hold on. Did he just goof up here? What's going on, man? What's going on, Will? Let me see. I need the subtitles. Fucked up. What's a December ship? I'm if he doesn't throw in a slap, if he doesn't throw in something about slapping somebody in this freestyle, he tripping. I would own that in this thing. Throwing like some rock, paper, scissors. I'll hit you with a slap, something like, throw up a rock. I don't know. I'll turn him to a sap type shit. But you gotta throw in a slap in there. Throw in the fact that you slap people now. I would lean into that. I would just lean into like, yeah, I slap people now. You talk crazy, I might just walk up and give you a quick clean one. Nice. I mean, the problem is you keep ending in me. Ran out of things to say. The dislike to like ratio is crazy right now. That's wild. He is teetering on being ratioed. 18 to 15K, bro. It's close. It's real close. People are not sure how to feel about this. Interesting. You could. He still. What's beautiful about this is that he still, no matter what, even though he's like in his 50s, he still is choosing not to cuss in his raps, and I'm like, that's crazy, man. You could say a bad word, You could do it. It's safe. That's what we're here for. Just do it. Say bitch. I dare you. Walk up on this boy and slap them in the groin. Something, dude. You gotta throw in the fact that you slapped Chris Rock. He's not doing it. Slap it out your mouth. Make it go into the ground. I don't know. You pulled the pin on the grenade on purpose when you threw it? Of course. Why would you throw a grenade without the pin being pulled? It's just, at that point, you're just throwing a grenade. Hold on, bro. Now he's making me upset. Now he's pissing me off. No shit. You're supposed to pull the... You're making me mad. You're making me mad, dude. Nah. That's not it. Ah. You could have said, this ain't a diss track. We call it, this is a slap track, right? Like, you could have did anything to mention a slap. You could have did any motherfucking thing. No offense to Chris. This is a slap track, bro. You could have... You know what? I'll forgive you because it's a freestyle. I did keep it muted the whole time. I guess that's good. That's good enough. So that way we don't even got to worry. It's just so upsetting because he could have said he didn't mention the slap. I'm upset. Can I, whoops. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. You at least got the beat, so you know how it sounds,
Let's eat.
All right. I don't want to see the food part. We just wanted to hear the rap. Check out the full video. I mean, I'm very curious of the channel itself, though. I will say that. I kind of want to subscribe. Is that what people do? They come on, do a freestyle, and then they eat? That's kind of fun. I wonder who he brings on. Is it always like, it has to be like people that you wouldn't expect either. I don't know if I want to watch the music video now. I feel like that was already a lot. And we're at the hour mark, so I could bail out, like I could theoretically. I don't have to subject. You know what I've been doing lately? When there's something that I haven't done before or experienced before, I'm like, what's cool is you could look at it this way. Before you make that decision to go do that thing or look at that thing or whatever, you live in a world where you don't know what it looks like. For example, Superman, right? I haven't seen it yet. So right now I live in a world where I have no idea what the James Gunn Superman movie looks like. until once I go see that movie, I live in a different world right now of where in which I know what's in the movie. So I'm like, I can make that decision right now. We've already seen the freestyle. There's no going back. Do I want to watch this Pretty Girls music video? I don't know if I want to live in that reality right now. You know? I don't know if I want to do that to myself. 2.3 million people already have, and I bet you they regret it. Want to know how I know? That was 1 month ago. The freestyle was 3 months ago. Let's just take a look. Let's just give it a go.
It's been a problem ever since I was a little boy.
Oh boy, we're starting off rough, man. We're starting off rough.
You know,
It's called
actually,
Pretty Girls.
I think it's gotten worse as I've gotten older. I thought I had it under control, but I'm literally experiencing it right now. Like,
Is he hard right now? What is he talking about? Is he bricked up? What are we watching? You see what I mean? When you make the decision, dog, to step into something, to be a part of a reality, right? You make that commitment. There's no going back. And we're 19 seconds in, dog. I can't go back 19 seconds and not unhear what we just heard. Now we're looking at the dislike ratio and we're seeing, oh, it's 55 and 88. Oh. Every decision we make now is pivotal because I could hit play and we could see what's on the other side, or we could just not. You know, like I could just stop, go play some Marvel Rivals, and probably be better off for it. Not even think about it. But here's the problem with the problem with the human condition is simply this thing right here about what I'm about to do right now.
like literally this second.
Oh. And
We can't help ourselves.
how would you define this problem? Can you make me understand?
He's bricked up. He is bricked up is what he is saying, right? Because now it all makes sense. If the title is called Pretty Girls, he said he's been struggling with this for a while. He likes pretty girls. He's attracted to pretty girls. I don't know why he needs to make a song like this. And he's talking to a therapist that's a woman, I guess. And so since it's a problem right now, it's because he's, in my opinion, bricked up looking at this woman, which means he is essentially, on the fringes of a sexual harassment suit, if not already in the midst of one. Because why else would you be at a therapist's office willingly to talk about your attraction to women if it hasn't gotten you into trouble? Right? It's weird to make this the centerpiece of the music video is the thing too. Because it's not weird to make a rap video about women and about liking women and about liking girls. Sean Kingston, CeeLo, they've done it. But this is weird. Like, you know what I mean? We are stepping further into this alternate reality right now, dog. This doesn't need to exist. This doesn't need to exist at all. And the thing that sucks is I actually have to watch it because it's content. I don't have a choice. I'm so upset. Can I play this? We're just gonna play it. If this gets removed, if I have to remove this part on Spotify due to copyright, check out the YouTube version. Otherwise, I'm going to skip ahead. Otherwise, it's going to cut pretty much right now.
Like pretty girls. Girls, 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 girls. I love pretty girls. Girls, 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 girls. I like pretty girls.
Man, I'm surprised he didn't go on the could have been auditions, you know? It's crazy. Like I'm surprised he didn't. He's got more talent than everybody that's ever been on the auditions. Drewski should have gave him a call.
Girls, 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 girls.
Why are they so tall? Why are they giants?
Love pretty girls. Girls, 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 girls.
What is he wearing?
You don't gotta wait in line tonight. You too fine for the line tonight. 5 + 5, you a dime tonight. It's a full house, better play your cards right. I'ma post your.
You know, the problem is this music just doesn't. It feels too much like the 90s. You know, it feels like the 90s trying to be in 2025. That's what it feels like. Like he hasn't. I remember hearing this, and now I agree. Like he hasn't caught up in terms of his like rap style to the time. It feels like it's trying to fit in. And it ain't working. I don't know, man. It's a little
if you
weird.
Pose, make one phone call, you in vogue. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Hold up, wait, pose.
Like who's bumping this in their car? Who's bumping this in their car? Nobody. Literally.
I'm about to do some investing. I'll spend it on you and your bestie. You and your twin on a jet ski. I'll change your life if you let me. I like pretty girls. Girls, 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 girls. I love pretty girls. Girls, 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 girls. I like pretty girls.
This is what happens when you got too much money. Too much money, too much time.
Girls, 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 girls. I love pretty girls. Girls, 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 girls.
Like it's a fun video, I guess. But it's like, this is, I guess, if I had this much money, right? And I'm not even saying famous. I'm just saying if I just had this much money and resources, sure, I'd make something like this. Because I wouldn't expect to do anything with it. Showing it to anyone. It was just like, oh yeah, we just had some fun. Some friends.
All the pretty girls, put your drink up. I get you anything you think up. I like BBLs, that stand for bad, bad link up. I've been in the club all night.
What? I like BBLs. That stands for a bad. I'm so confused, man. I'm so confused.
All the pretty girls, put your drink up. I get you anything you think up. I like BBLs, that stand for bad, bad link up. I've been in.
Who helped him write this? Because it's just not good enough, man. Who thought saying I like BBLs? You know what? I'm gonna start telling people that, like, yeah, I like BBLs. They'll be like, oh, what? I like bad link ups. As if that's gonna help them clarify what the fuck I'm talking about. Man. The 55K people that gave this a thumbs up, I really want to talk to them. I want to ask them, hey, okay, you like it? Sure, you think it's great. Okay, whatever. Hey, how many times you listen to it? Like, in public, like, playing in your car or share with someone, like, at a party or something? How many times you do that?
In the club all night in the section. Picture perfect, I swear you perfection. I like you, and you. It don't matter about your complexion. There's not a lot of women not pretty to me.
Man, Jaden really. No. Wow. Why am I blanking on his ex-wife's name? Starts with a J. Wow. Well, you know, his ex-wife really did a number on him. You know, because instead of just going out and dating, you're a successful man. You don't need to make a music video to announce that you like women. Or that you can, like, date women. You know, and it's crazy because it's only just now occurring to me. Like, yeah, you're not even, okay, you guys aren't together, I guess. So what, is this video supposed to be some weird way of you expressing? What's going on, man? Why didn't no one talk to you? He's not.
I mean, she pretty to me, and I ain't talking about just the pretty you see, but the pretty I like be. Pretty girls. Girls. I love pretty girls. Girls. I like pretty girls. Girls. I love pretty girls.
I don't think Dr. Umar would approve of this music video, unfortunately. That's what's sad.
Girls. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, lemon. I like women. There it is.
What is okay? Oh man, I really don't want to ask. But I have to. I understand vanilla and chocolate. What's strawberry and lemon? I don't. Oh man, I mean, and I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'd have to ask a feminist about how they feel about this music video if we got to go that route, because man, I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on.
Truth about me. Ain't too many women ain't pretty to me. Ain't too many women ain't pretty to me.
Ain't too many women ain't pretty to me. Terrible sentence. Just doesn't work.
Too many women ain't.
He couldn't even. Here's the thing that's bugging me. It's like, you have so much money. Well, hire more women. You hired 4 women. For a music video about pretty girls, you hired 4 women. That was it. You couldn't have hired like the standard 7, 15. You have billions of dollars, millions of dollars. You couldn't have hired more women to fill this out. Bro. Oh boy. I don't in another universe, Will Smith has more than 10 million subscribers. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, you should have more than that. And we are in this universe where we have now seen 2 minutes of 2.5 minutes of Pretty Girls by Will Smith. It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Pretty to me. Ain't too many women ain't pretty to me.
It's all the same women.
As far as I can see.
As far as I can see, you like the same 4 type of women. Bro, what is going on? This is... You want to know what is going the fuck on? I'm about to slam my hands on this desk, and I'm trying to like not make myself crazy here, dog. So, like, what are you doing right now?
I can see.
Stop. Like, just stop. It's so cringy. This is the cringy things you do when no one is looking. When you're in your room by yourself listening to music. This is... You don't do this on camera for 10.8 million people to see. Like, what? Ran out of dance moves, dog. What is going on? I need help. Oh man, where did we start today? Where did we start with? Could have been records, could have been house. This is where we're at. I don't have anything insightful to say this episode. I don't. I don't. Maybe I did with the cancellation of The Late Show as a film person. That is devastating, and it sets a terrifying precedence on the future of television. And I don't think people should worry about AI. I think people should worry about those like the things like The Late Show being canceled and the reasons behind it. So, that's about as insightful as this fucking episode gets. Holy shit. This is fucking crazy. I'm so sorry.
I like pretty girls. Pretty girls. I like pretty
This is art. This is art. Right here. This goober dancing on the therapist table through the whole song that he made up in his head about how he likes pretty girls. My man is 50. Maybe I'll include this part in the edited cut because wow. Like, why not just make a movie? Why not just make a movie? You're Will Smith. You are a movie star. Write a movie. Make a movie. Redeem yourself. Man, sometimes I'm just like, I wish I was in your position. To where it's like, if I fuck up that bad as a massive movie star, guess what I would do? I would just go be like, oh, all right, let me go make a movie. You know, let me stop with all this stupid shit. Let me go focus back in my lane. Let me go make a great movie to humble myself and gain back the interest of my audience. You know, instead of slapping people, instead of getting wrapped up in entanglements and making music videos, you're 50. Follow suit. This man is on a fucking table.
So that's pretty much it. So what do you think?
We were about to get hit with a better song, to be honest. Song slaps. 28K likes, you know what I mean? Like, we don't mess around. Like nerdcore, we don't mess around. JT Music pops off. Dreaming the Sinking City is amazing. That song gets me hype. Wow. Okay. We don't have time to look at the interview that I was gonna look at with Will Smith. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna vet it, and then next episode we will look at the timestamps that I picked, because I think that's about as much Will Smith as I can actually take. Like, real talk. Non-movie acting Will Smith is too much cringe. God bless him, you know. The man has great spirit. I love the spirit, but fuck, dude. I need to do something productive now. This was supposed to be a productive podcast. I was supposed to take a smoke break after that. I don't think I've earned it. So, you know, we're gonna end it here. Next episode, we're gonna find something to redeem this one. Will Smith likes pretty girls, and that's okay. I think he just wanted the world to know that. Next episode is episode 30. Episode 30. I'll figure out episode 30. I will figure out what we do for that one. I don't know what it'll be like. I don't know what I'll cover. Maybe it'll be something crazy. Maybe we will I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'll plan it and we'll see. Until then, we will figure it out. So I'm going to go ahead and play us out here. Thank you. If this will play. I totally forgot to do an outro. Holy shit. Well, gotta add this now. So please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more of shit like this. Check out the stream, the Twitch channel. That'll be in everything that you need will be in the link description. Check out the timestamps. That's the most important thing. Because nowadays short attention span. So just check out the timestamps. That'll help. Outside of that, I'm Father B. Yep. I'm not Daddy Dark or 6'1", but I'm Father B, and that's all I can be. So, see you on the next one. Please. Peace.
you.